So hopefully we'll be able to finish. We've got 3 more orders that hopefully we'll be able to finish. That'll give us a good bit of silver. We're at 49 silver. All right, let's see what we could do in terms of getting the starter set for spinning. Okay. So the first spinning rod is this one. The difference in the S70 and the others, load capacity is the main thing I'm concerned about. It's 5.5 kilograms on either one of those two. This one goes to 4.5. So I think we'll either go with this one or this one. It's not much price difference. Test is 15 to 60, 15 to 60. Sounds good, Amar. Is the length the same? This one's slightly longer, but it's not long or anything. So we'll go with the S70. Alright. So we're going to purchase that. We also need a reel, and we're going to have to get the starter reel. Spark 3000. I mean, it's not even a consideration to... I mean, you know, maybe if we waited and finished all of our orders, but I think we go ahead and get the Spark. We just want to be able to throw something in the water here. We also do need to buy line. In general, you want to get braided line for the spinning. And we're going to have to save up a little bit before we can get the line. But we don't need much more, so... And we can probably get the cheapest line. In fact, let's see, like if we took this line off, it's not ideal, but we could just go ahead and fish with this line. We do want to buy a leader, and we need our first lure, so let's see if we can afford a leader. And our first lure. We'll just go with the cheapest leader. It's made of steel. That's fine. Load capacity is 6 kilograms. That's plenty. Alright. So the only thing we can afford are the tiny spoons. So when choosing a lure, one thing that you can do is go to records. And let's see if we can find any of those tiny spoons on the records. Hypnotics. Of course, hypnotics work good, but we're not going to be able to afford a hypnotic for a long time. Alright, what fish would be caught on lures here? Perch can. Tiny spoon 12. Okay. So it looks like tiny spoon 12 might be what we want to go for, because we've got evidence that people are catching fish on the tiny spoon 12. We could also go with the 9. Let's see what pike are biting. Hypnotic, joined, Satoris. Those are all newer ones, or more expensive ones. All right, so let's go with the tiny spoon 12. All right, Artrex. I'm gonna try to catch something on a reel, on a spinning reel.
What kind did you get?
Which rod, or what are you asking?
Yeah, rod.
Do you have my stream pulled up?
Oh, crap.
Because I can show you real quick. I got the cheapest rod, the cheapest reel.
Yeah, I think I did too when I actually got it.
I am using a leader, which will decrease the chance of a pike or something biting my lure or biting my line off, shredding it. So this is my setup. I've got the Corona S70H.
Yeah, I think that's what I got.
Now there's 4 versions of the Corona. I got the bottom one, but they're all about the same price.
I got the S60, I guess.
Yeah, not very much difference. I think mine just has... Wait, what are you saying, Tarantoga? Have fun getting 150 gram pikes? Am I not going to be able to hold them? And then I got the tiny spoon 12. Basically what I did is look at the records to see what lures fish in this lake are biting. But that lure is really cheap.
You got the which one?
It's called the Tiny Spoon 12. So it's the cheapest lure, it's a spoon, and then it's the number 12, the bottom one. All right, I got to go catch some more fish, though. Okay, so we're gonna. This is this other decision: is we gonna put the Soviet line back on there, or are we gonna just only fish with one float? Not sure. Not sure. This is what's going to be a little challenging for me. Is trying to float fish and spin fish at the same time. Like, I've just never tried to do this. You did fishing from level 1 to 10 and you were blessed with tiny pikes? Yeah, Tarantoga, that's what I need. I need the blessing of tiny pikes. And what's the other thing we can catch here?
So you said you got tiny spoon 10?
12. And it looks like 9 is also decent, it looks like. I mean, I'm just basing that on
now,
what...
how are you... Yeah, how are you figuring this out?
I went to records, so if you hit escape and click on records, you can see in Mosquito Lake what fish have been caught here. These are the biggest fish of this type of species, and what they use to catch them. If you click on each one, it shows you the top 5 chub or whatever. So the other thing we can catch is perch. That's the other thing we'd like to catch a lot of is perch. Spinning 1 through 10. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you, Tarantoga. All right, we need to... Alright, we'll do our spinning rod there. I'm actually going to go right back to the same spot. And we'll try spinning from this spot as well. And since we are fully committing to spinning at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put some points in. We can finally put some points in. Am I near? Yep, here we are. Okay, the only thing that's a little weird about this, am I going to get snagged on stuff? Maybe I'll spin from, like, here? We get to also put our float in the water here. Let's see how this goes. All right, we want retrieval speed at 24. Are you watching me? Not that you have to,
yeah.
Just asking. All right, so I hold R down and put my retrieval speed down at 24. I'm then going to just cast straight out at 122%. And then we're going to hold our fishing pole to the side so that we make a 90-degree angle. Let's hold it this side, I guess. Between the line and the reel.
Why do you want a 90-degree angle?
Just to get the right jigging motion of going up and down in the water. You have to tinker with it. It depends on, each lure is a little different and the depth makes it a little different. But so then we're going to do one full rotation. In my head, I'm going to count to about 3. Do another full rotation. Just keep going like that. Now, if I'm doing it right, which I'm not right now, I'm going to lower my fishing pole a little bit to see if that helps. I should get a notification on the bottom left of my tension line that says I am doing the jigging, whatever you call it. All right. 1, 2, 3. There you go. So now I got jig step. So I know I'm at the right angle, the right speed, doing one full rotation. And when you're doing that jig step, you're basically bringing the lure from the bottom up to the top. And so instead of just like, you can just do like, you can do a slow and steady, you can do a start and stop or whatever, but the jig step, you basically get the lure in front of as many fish as possible by changing the elevation that the lure is doing in the water, if that makes sense. We're gonna hold, I'm used to holding it to the right, so I'm gonna do this, but 1. See if we can't catch something here. Hour before you leave work. Nice, Barney. Does that mean we're losing you in an hour? 1, 2. So if you can spin fish here, then the next location we go, which, by the way, when do we open up? I don't remember. Okay, Winding Rivulet is open up at level 7. And Winding Rivulet is made for spinning. There's all kinds of predator fish there. change location slightly. You're sick of making tie rods for Chevys today. Interesting. So you work at a Chevy plant or what? Jig step. As long as you're doing that jig step, if there are fish to be caught, you should be good. Now I might be using the wrong lure. I may need to try a different spoon, but bots making you just push the buttons.
Well, I'm doing what you're doing, and I'm not getting that jig step thing.
Try moving your rod a little bit up or a little bit down. It's
Oh,
really,
there it goes.
yeah, it's a little finicky, but you'll get the hang of it. Like, I usually can get it. So once you're used to fishing in a spot with the same lure, like, you'll get it pretty easily, but there's always an adjustment in a new location. Like, if your elevation is slightly different from where you're fishing from, or the weight of the rig set you've got, the rig you've got. Spin fishing is so exciting. Like, when that fish hits, you really feel it. A lot of times, one thing I do wrong is I don't wait long enough between rotations. You can also slow your reel speed down. This 25 is a little on the fast side of things, but I usually still catch them pretty regularly at this speed. Thank Automotive. And you certainly can still catch fish even if you're not doing the jig step. I mean, I get fish on the line a lot of times and I haven't gotten to that jig step thing, but I think it just helps. I may need to move to a different spot on the lake. There may just not be that many pike or perch in this area. I'm gonna go try somewhere else. So what have I stopped doing? I've stopped float fishing because it's just a lot to concentrate on trying to spin fish, but I need to still do both. All right, so let's put my worm like right over here so I can still see it really well. Let's try to spin fishing. Oh, you hear those frogs? If I had a fly, I would catch me a frog. Alright, so I can reel from here and still see my float. Ooh, shoot. Crap. Can't find a place to put my rod down to catch this fish that's on my line. That's going to be a constant frustration, isn't it? I mean, maybe I'll get the handle of it, but I just think this, like, spinning and floating at the same time is going to be tough. Rocket Man from Korea Nuke Lake just to sell the fish to Trump. There are these hunter lures, hunter spoons. Oh, I think I might have a fish on, or it's nibbling. No? There are these hunter spoons that they're so sick. At least at Mosquito Lake, like you just about can't not catch a fish on them. Oh, I didn't put my points in. No wonder I haven't caught anything.
What, you have to have points in to catch anything?
Well, it really helps. So I'm definitely going to put, I've got 4 points. I'm going to definitely put 1 in fishing with spoons and spinnerbaits, because that's all we'll be doing for a long time is fishing with spoons on our spinning. I'm going to put 1 in fishing with a spinning rod, because it gives us cast distance and accuracy plus control of fish. And then using a spinning reel, no matter what you do, using a spinning reel helps you, because all the types of fishing you end up with a spinning reel, so I'll use that as well. Alright, so we've used 3 of my 4 points. We're going to save that other one just to have one to spend if we change our mind about something. Alright. So the problem is I haven't once looked at my other line. Sounds good, Barney. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Alright, maybe we should cast it more like straight out, so that I can see it while I'm reeling in easier. I don't know. Alright, let's try this again. Longest cast. Alright, we'll let that settle to the bottom. We'll try to catch this fish that's getting on our float rod. And then we'll, ooh, there we go. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one for this rod, at least. There we go. Okay. We got him. A nice crucian. I like it. Okay, so now we'll let that settle and we'll reel it in. Try to catch a fish. Catch our first spinning fish here. Alright. I think this is going to be a good angle to get the jigging going. Yep, jig step almost immediate, so this is a good angle. Shoot. I think it's okay though when you have to put your spinning rod down. Fish will still get on that. It's like they see that jig step and they're interested in it for a while. I don't think it really messes you up if you have to pause for a little longer. Goodness. So this is the life of a float / spinning fisherman. It's kind of rough right now. We're missing all of our fish off the float, and we're getting a lot of interruptions on our spinning.
Yeah, I quit spinning. They said, I read up on it, they said some lakes, you gotta try all kinds of different spots.
Yeah.
Till you find it right one.
Yeah, dude. At the next one, it's just like, it's this, river with a really decent current. And it is just like great for spinning, but we got to hit 7 to go there. But as long as I keep catching fish like this on my float rod, I don't mind. Alright, so let's pick it up. Let's keep moving around the lake. Let's keep moving around the lake. Let's find us a spot. I know over by the campsite I've caught fish on a spinning line over there. But... ooh, this looks good. This looks good. We're going to cast right out here. Let's put that down, get our float out. Alright, now we're cooking. I can feel it. Watch that line. You want it to go all the way to the bottom. You can tell from the line if it's has sunk all the way or not. There we go. There we go. All right, let's put our friction brake up a little bit. We just want to keep tension on it. It's not a real big fish. It's not a hard fish to pull in. So we caught our first fish on spinning. True iron is the achievement. Perch, 252 grams. We will take it. All right. If you find a spot, just keep fishing there. Sometimes you can pull several perch out of the water. And we need a bite of bread here. Getting a little hungry. All right, I'm going to set this down, let it settle, and try to catch this fish on the float line. There we go. Oof, pulled right off.
So you got one spinning?
Yeah, man.
So how did you know it was catching?
You just feel it pop on there. Like all of a sudden you've got tension on the line, and this is a small perch, and I could still feel it. Yeah, I'm over at 4642. There's like this platform in the water. It's kind of a wide open little spot. We'll see if we can catch another one over here. Kind of want to... I guess we'll go this way because I want to be able to see my float. Alright, I'm getting the hang of it in terms of switching back and forth. We're doing okay. I don't think I would want to have two floats in the water at the same time with spinning, but I think I can handle one.
Starting to pull these suckers out of the pond pretty good.
Nice, dude.
Well, I've got to, I was letting it, like when they start taking that bobber down, wait about you don't let it get all the way down.
Yeah, just go ahead and hit it.
Doesn't make sense though. I mean, if it's still staying down there, there's got to be a mouth.
Come on, let's get our second perch here. I think what I'm looking forward to with focusing a little more on spinning this time around, I'm really looking forward to getting to that next that river. Because it's like you can just stalk up and down the bank, like there's all these great places to. It'll be really fun. It's not a lake, it's like there's a pond area and then there's this really nice long winding river. Oh yeah, right next to the bank something hit it. I think it's another perch. That was awesome. Right next to the shore, 448 gram perch.
Now what are you doing there? Are you bottom fishing?
No, this is spinning.
Well, you had your spin on set. You set your spin down.
Yeah, it's because I caught something on my float rod. But
but if you set your spin down, doesn't your thing go all the way to the bottom?
Yeah, you want it to go to the bottom, and then you bring it back to the surface, and you keep doing that motion. It looks like a fish swimming in the water.
Huh. In the other game, the way I was catching fish is you wanted to keep it more, because like when you throw food in a fish tank, I mean, they'll run around and get it, but a lot of times they like hitting the top of that. So you like to keep it above.
Well,
like,
you can use.
I guess it depends on what fish.
Yeah, because you can use top lures like I forget what they're called, but yeah, the ones that just stay on the top of the water and make all that racket as they're going across the top of the water. There's a sleeper. You can definitely use those. But the spoons, using the jig step, you're definitely like taking it through from the bottom to the top. Now again, you don't have to. You can reel it in however you want, and you will still catch fish. I think people have just found that the jig step is a really good way to do it.
So if it hits the bottom, that's not that bad of a deal?
No, not at all. Because it's just going to pop right back up in the water. That's why it's okay to set it down for a second, and then you pick it back up and just keep it going. The reason why people started using jig step a lot in this game is because some of the lakes are really big and deep. And so what they were finding is, you know, a fish might be at elevation, let's say 8 foot deep. Well, if you're just bringing that across the top of the water, it might not ever see it. But if you do the jig step, you're going to bring it up and down through all of the elevations. You have the highest chance of getting the most fish to, like, take a look at your lure, I guess.
So how come I can't set this thing down?
You can't hit 0?
Why?
Sometimes the land, like the water's in the way, your other rod might be in the way. Alright, we got a good little spot here. We're catching pretty decent fish on our float. And we've also caught a couple fish on our spinner. I think my favorite thing that can sometimes happen with spin fishing, I mean, it's fun when they grab it like right as you're reeling it in towards the bank and you see them come up and just like hit it. But the best is like when you cast it and the fish nails it as soon as it hits the water. It's so awesome.
You had that happen?
Yeah. I love it. At Curie Lake it happens a good bit. Man.
I wish I could get a nibble. I'd feel a little better.
On the spinning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear, as much screwing around as they did with this thing while I was spinning, you would think there'd be a fish on. I mean, that bobber was all over the lake.
Yeah.
So now when you cast, do you go to that 120% cast? Do you like whip it out there?
I do, just to get it as far out as I can. And then just bring it back in. Oh, I love it.
So you're kind of letting that thing sink for a while.
Oh yeah, 3 seconds.
Well, I mean, even at the start, do you let her sink for a bit?
Yes, I let it settle all the way down before I start reeling it.
I understand why I can't put my hold. There we go, finally. Okay, why do I have to hit O for that, but on my other one I can hit my...
How are you setting it down with the other one?
Well, oh, he was coming up and jumping. I just hit my number 2 button on my mouse because that's kind of how I had set up, so I don't understand why it's not working on the other one, but whatever.
So like you can hit 0 to put it down. What I'm actually hitting is number 1 because number 1 picks up my other rod. So he will automatically put the rod you're holding down and pick up the rod that you're asking him to hold. Does that make sense?
I don't know.
This is a really decent little spot just for float fishing that I found. Although I have not caught any more on the spinner. I probably should go to a new spot to try spinning somewhere else. And if we fill an order, I honestly probably should try to get a different lure just to vary it up a little bit. What's amazing is people that have spent the time to level up their crafting and make their own lures. I've had a couple people give me like handcrafted lures and those work really well. But that takes a lot of silver, so that's like one of the things that takes a lot of time to... Because you have to buy the molds and stuff for the shapes and all that. And alright, I'm not getting jig step here. Let's see. Yeah, but if they add, American lakes into this game and they've got bass in here, and you're using one of those like top lures, I would imagine you wouldn't let it sink or you wouldn't give it time, because bass are impulsive. You put that thing, right in front of them that's making splashing across the top of the water, they just bite it without thinking. So that probably would be a little different. Whew. Alright, we're at 48 fish. Let's try a different spot, though. I kind of want to make my way over to the camp eventually and try spinning from there. I think I've had success over there before.
So what do you think I ought to put my points?
I put mine into, are you going to be spinning mostly or no? Is that going to be your focus?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't even had a nibble on it. Maybe I'm just in the wrong lake. I don't know. It's just...
Yeah.
But, alright, so what button did you hit? O?
Sorry, O. Yeah. I would not start putting points until you decide if you're going to do spinning or floating or bottom primarily. Now, one safe point you could put on is if you go to spin fishing, the first one using a spinning reel, that's that one that I was telling you. That affects all types of fishing, because eventually you're going to have spinning reels on all of your rods. So that's going to give you a little bit of accuracy and distance on your casts. I wouldn't put all your points into that, but if you wanted to go ahead and throw one before you've even decided like what you're going to specialize in, I think that would be fine. How many worms do I have left?
I guess I just don't understand, like a float. Alright, I guess here's my problem. I want to float. I like float.
Mm-hmm.
But why can I not get a stinking rod, basically a spinning rod, to float fish?
You can, but you gotta level it up some first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yep. No,
if I was going to
agree
go
with you.
fishing right stinking now in real life, I could go to the store and I could
Yeah.
buy... I wouldn't even think about buying a telescopic rod. Now, this must be a European thing?
It's Russian.
Or Russian?
Yeah, it's poverty.
Oh, Russians are weird.
Well, no. It's like you're poverty-stricken. You can't get enough food on your table. You're literally going and getting a piece of bamboo and attaching some really cheap fishing line to it.
No, you're hobbit fishing. What you're doing.
All right.
Using a rig with a fixed line. So what is a rig?
A rig is just talking about whatever fishing pole and setup you're using.
To what?
If you go to the store, a rig is just like the
Oh.
rig. Yeah. That's just
So
your
I could
rig.
use any fishing pole?
You can use any fishing pole.
Well, it says this ability allows you to use float rigging with fixed line.
Float rigging with fixed line.
Well, float rig.
So that a fixed line is telescopic. Is what you don't like.
What is a float rig?
A float rig. Let's see. I don't think I ever. Let's see. What is that under? That's under float fishing.
Yeah, it's the second
One.
box over.
Using a rig with a fixed line. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That is literally just what you're doing right now. Your rig is your fishing pole. Your fixed line is not having a reel on it.
So it's just fixed line fishing.
It's going to help you
Just
catch more fish. It's just going to make you a better float fisher. Using a hair rig is not something you would do anytime soon, because that's like if you were going for bigger carp and stuff. I think I just don't think you'll use hair rig. But when you get to 30%, you can go to the bolo rods, and then you'll finally be able to float fish, and you'll have a spinning reel. So you just got to get.
Do you think throwing a couple points into using a rig with a fixed line, because it says technique's better?
Absolutely. If you know you're going to focus on float fishing, do it. Hold on, let's see what Wrangler says. When you first get the game, you have never touched a fishing thing in your life. That's what Wrangler's saying the setup is. You're coming.
Yeah, but I would still never think about grabbing a stick and hooking a line on it.
All right.
I guess if you've never heard of fishing before, you'd probably throw a piece of dynamite. You know, why don't we just dynamite fish? We'd have them all float to the top.
Yeah.
So, all right, you said bottom fishing. So, what do you need to do to bottom?
Oh, I love bottom fishing. So
That sounds kind of.
you go
But
to you,
I'll tell you what. Let me get out of here. Let me go see if I've gotten it.
you,
Do need some more.
you need about 60 silver. You got to be level 3, and you need, I think it's about 60 silver to buy the starter bottom pole, bottom rod, the cheapest spinning rod, some cheap line, and a weight, because you got to weight your line down to hit the bottom, and then that's it. That's all you need. So it's about 60 silver, I think, for that first. All right, this looks like a good spot for spinning. So let's do this right here. You know what? We did switch to bread, and we stopped getting bites. Let's go back to worms for a little bit.
I still haven't caught everything. Okay. So should I even waste any points yet then?
I wouldn't. It's post-apocalyptic Russia, so you have to learn how to fish from the beginning.
Well, it looks pretty beautiful for
It is
post-apocalyptic.
beautiful. The zombies haven't gotten here yet.
Yeah.
Oh man, and some of those other maps are just gorgeous. Especially at night when you can see the little town lit up. Volkov River,
Guys,
there's a train
starving.
that runs through it.
Well, no wonder I can't get any money. I keep having to buy food.
Don't buy food, go get your free meal once a day. And when you buy food, I hope you're buying bread. And when you get down...
Actually, it was cheaper to buy a... candy bar.
Yeah, but what you want to do with the bread, you get 4 servings out of 1 loaf of bread. And when you get down to your last serving, instead of eating it, you want to craft it into bread for you to use as bait. And you want to just do that until, I mean, you'll do that for the next like 20 levels.
Use that much bread?
Yeah, bread's really good, especially when you get to Old Berg, the 3rd map. That's what Squatchcraft said, you have to learn how to fish. I'm American and I started with a cane pole anyway. Yeah.
Right, so what so it just... Alright, so... Well, I went there, what did it give me?
It fills your tummy. You talking about the free place?
I went to the house, right?
Oh, no. The place where you eat is where we are. There's a little green, like, cooker outside.
Gotcha.
And you just go up there and hit E. It'll feed you once every 24 hours.
Gosh. This is about my typical fishing, though. But you know what? I have learned a lot about fishing. I feel like I could go and maybe catch a fish.
Yeah, I've been a lot more confident. I mean, I've taken my kids out fishing recently.
Did you catch anything?
We have not. I mean, although I haven't really been able to fish. Like where we were this weekend is under 15. I mean, yeah, under 15 only. So I was just kind of helping them. I more mean just like, oh no, I think it got snagged. Crap, I may lose it. So should I show people the Alt 4 trick?
So what place are you talking here? Oh, the little eatery thing.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the little purple?
No, it's green. It's just a little like smoker sitting out right next to the tackle store.
Oh, a smoker. Oh, I got you. Field kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Fill my belly. He didn't fill me all the way.
All right, I'm gonna see if this works. I think it does. I've actually never done Alt 4 before. I think it's the same thing as logging out.
What's an Alt 4?
You just quit. I think it's gonna unsnag my snag though. I was about to lose my my telescopic rod, like my hook and float and all that. I think this will save it, but we'll see.
What if World of Warcraft added a hard
Added a hard what?
mode?
Hard mode?
Yeah, like if you die, your character's gone.
Oh, yeah.
I got
Like
to thinking
Diablo?
about that today, but then I got to thinking, okay, dungeons and raid be like screwed. Yeah, but the only way you could revive is if somebody revive. That'd be it.
Yeah.
Got you.
All right, that did it. So that does save your gear. Interesting.
Cheater.
I mean, I could have gotten it unsnagged, but... Alright, we need 2 more Chinese sleepers. 1 more roach.
I thought you said I got a skill point for every level I got.
Yes.
Well, I've only got 2 skill points, and I'm level 4, and I've used 1. So,
Yeah,
or do you?
you get 1
you don't
starting
get
at level 2.
Gotcha.
Okay, there's another order. So we're up to 12 silver. Are we close on anything else? I don't think so. So we need to go for 1 more roach.
You've reached level 5.
2 more sleepers. Hey, we're the same level, Boudreaux.
So, even though I haven't put any points on it, because I've been doing so much of this and I'm actually getting a higher percentage, am I getting better?
I think so.
Or do I have to put points better?
I mean, it says your skill progress. I don't know. I don't know for sure.
I feel like when they're taking my bobber down, I'm getting a little bit more success.
Yeah. Could be.
That was a 120 pointer. Okay, so I gained 0.2, so I'm at float fishing 7.5%. Okay.
TJ says, I'm having more luck with float than spin, so I may go bottom feeder. Yeah, that makes sense, TJ. I think we'll have more luck at the next map on spinning, though. I'm going to try to stick with spinning and do floating as secondary. I did so much bottom fishing on my main account and love it. But I will eventually get 1 bottom line set up at least, just to have a constant flow of fish, but I just know what I'm doing with bottom fishing. I know what bait to use in different spots, so I'd probably be crazy not to at least do 1 line. I just don't want that to be my main focus on this account. Maybe we should try bread here. Oh, there goes the worm. I think I've caught maybe perch and maybe a pike out here on spinning in the past. It may have actually been over there. It's just so tangly. I don't want to lose my stuff. You were mainly bottom and spin fishing? Yeah, I wasn't spin fishing at all on my main account until I got to Curie. And then, of course, I've been doing it a ton. But it's so different when you're doing, like, trolling or... Like, I'm looking forward to spin fishing on Winding Rivulet. I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm almost not hardly missing a fish now.
That's awesome.
Maybe you just got to get over that hump.
Yep.
I haven't put any... I did put 1 point into this float fishing, like
Yeah.
at first. I haven't put any more points since, but, I mean, I had that from the beginning,
Right.
and I was missing fish left and right, but my percentage is getting higher. I'm almost 8%. And I've noticed since I've gotten... seems to be a lot better.
Plus
Like, I have yet to miss a fish yet. And
Plus, you're
I
getting
just,
the feel of it, you know?
personal record. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I felt like I was doing no different than I am now. But you know, my float fishing's at 8.1%.
Right.
So I feel like it's going. Might be able to have some order. Had to catch some of these fish. Here's the thing, though, that Fishing Planet to me feels like does a lot better. It just seems like all your information, like when you go to the one screen, all your information's right there. You can see the type of fish in here. You can kind of see the best times to fish, the not so best times to fish. You can see. I just feel like there's more. I feel like this is a lot of trial.
Yes.
But I guess if this is the zombie apocalypse, what do you expect?
Yeah. Well, and I also think you may grow to like all of the exploration and all of the self-discovery. You know, I mean, there's times when it's nice to have the, I mean, I'm going to say hand-holding, but I don't mean that in a negative way. Sometimes it really is nice. But sometimes it's also nice to just feel like, you know, you got to figure this thing out.
So, will I always make more money doing an order than I will?
That is what I've been told, and that has been my experience. Usually about 3 times as much.
So, do I have to click them? How do I do this?
Select which ones. You can click them all if it's actually needing them all, or if it only
Well,
needs.
It says
like,
I need 5 pieces, right?
Yep. And then how many fish do you have that count?
Well, it brought up 5.
Then you select them all. If you had 6 that were the right size,
But it doesn't stay on.
you can hit Control, or you can go over to the left side and there's a Select All button.
Sides, select all.
It doesn't say Select All. It's a button that has like.
Oh, I got you. Okay, all right. So. Okay.
Yeah, there is no doubt that if you want to level quickly and get silver quickly, buying your first setup as a spin setup is not the way to go.
Well, I did. Well, I did buy that.
I did too. And I'm fine with that because that's what I want to try to specialize in. In fact, I just landed a pretty... Oh, crap. It got away. I just landed a good fish, but it got away. I'm okay with that. I'm just saying, like, if you're looking for speed or efficiency, go with bottom fishing and float fishing. Don't go with spinning. But eventually, being a really good spinning person will pay off because later maps really reward spin fishing. And it's a little more hands-on.
Yeah, I guess just the way I like to fish. I don't like having multiples. I mean, if I had one on the bottom, that kind of just gets it.
Yep.
I just have to reel it in. I'm cool with that, but trying to spin and then float.
I'm going to end up with 1 bottom, 1 float, and 1 spin.
I'm sure you are.
On this account. Usually I either do 3 bottoms or 2 bottoms and 1 float. But on this account, I'm going to try to keep spinning all the time. I need to go buy another lure. They're cheap, and I just need to experiment with different lures. Looks like a... There's level 6. I was going to say it looked like a roach, but it did have that gold touch to it. Alright. Have you made a piece of bread yet? For bait?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Do you know how to do it?
I mean, I know how to get into the crafting window.
So in the crumb, click on the crumb, add your bread. Try not to add it till you only have 1/4 left, but just because it's kind of wasteful to do it beforehand, but And
That's
then,
the first one I missed.
and then you'll start
Wow.
leveling up your crafting. All right, let's go this way.
So, do I have to buy a shovel to
Get worms?
try to get worm?
Yep. And the shovel you buy from the workshop store.
How much is that?
I think that's like 30 silver. I'd have to go check to be sure, though.
So, would it be better for me to be using worms or maggots right now, or just stick with bread?
Oh, I would. Well, I would do a variety. Are you just doing one pole or two?
I'm just doing.
Well, I would just, I don't know, switch back and forth. I mean, worms, I don't know. We could look at records. I think worms might give you more a chance to get a wider variety. Let's look at records here. So if you look at records, worms give you bleak. Bread will give you brim, but it's mostly pearl barley, but worms can as well. Chinese sleeper, worms, maggots. Chub is bread. Common carp, you don't want a common carp right now, so don't use corn.
How do you switch your bait without having to?
Just hit B, and whatever bait you have in your inventory, you'll be able to select it from, as long as you're holding the rod and the rigs out of the water.
Yeah.
All right, so Monster Wrangler says the Winding River or Kiori is the best to spin lower level. Yeah, Wrangler, and I've done a lot of spinning at Kiori and trolling, but I haven't done a lot of spinning at Winding Rivulet, and that's next, so I'm super excited. I actually can go there next level. I don't think I will go that quick necessarily, but we'll see. Does anybody have any experience spinning here? Is there a specific, does anybody have any lure type recommendations, or which lures to... I can probably only afford either another tiny one or one of those fat ones like the second one, but just wondering if I'm making this harder than it has to be using this lure. It's just a hard place to spin, I guess. Alright. You bought bait and left. You're level 11. That's funny. Alright, let's... So, until you have a more accuracy with casting, your casting is going to tend to go right. So you usually want to aim a little left until you get better at casting.
Okay.
I think we're going to try from right here. I don't know. I've gotten spinning snagged here before. It's probably not a good idea. Let's go over here. Wow, that drop off is quick, isn't it?
Did you say worms did anything out here?
Oh yeah, worms are great. Worms are great anywhere. And bread is good, but I think overall worms might be a little better here. I don't know. I gotta check this because I'm not sure if I ever changed the depth. I didn't. That's why it looked like it was so deep right there, because I never changed the depth. Alright, there we go. Yep, still sideways. So let's maybe fish on that side of the log. This is just a shallower area. So what, can we put it on 50? See if that gets it. Nope. 45? Let's try 40. Here we go. Uh-oh, it's getting nighttime. I probably should just stop spinning at night because it's hard enough without it being nighttime. Got you, Crucian. I think one of the orders that I haven't filled yet might have been perch. No, maybe I did get the perch one. I think it's the roach and the Chinese sleeper that I need right now. There's a gibble carp like running away. Actually, that might have been a roach. Running away with my worm.
Okay, so this one thing, if I release it, I get an extra 55 points? Is that how that works?
Experience points, yep. But you'll lose all that, whatever silver it's worth.
How do I know what silver is?
You won't unless you take it to the fish market. So you just kind of have to learn.
He was 168 point. Now, did I get? I would have gotten a bonus 55 on top of that 168,
yeah,
or
yeah.
Well, let's just see what he was worth.
Oh no. Okay, I got it off.
He was worth $170.
Yeah, that's a lot at this level. And experience, I mean, you're going to get the experience. I would get the silver every time, personally, but... Alright, it's midnight. Like, I'm not going to catch any fish right now, not many. Unless I'm just going to float fish. I do want to watch the oldest fish I have. Okay, we're only at 92%, so we're good. I think
I've kind of noticed when I had to get that last fish out, I had to like back up onto the shore to pull him out.
Was it getting heavy?
I guess he didn't.
That's where a net helps. You hit your space bar and you'll reach out with your other hand and pull it in with the net.
Is there a chance to pop your line doing that?
It's more of a chance to pop your line trying to lift a fish that's too heavy for you to lift.
No, I got biceps.
Okay, that's a good point. I don't know what that's like. So. All right. So what order are we still going for? The sleeper. So maybe we just sell everything but the sleeper. I mean, we haven't caught any. We're not getting any perch over 2 kilograms. We're gonna sell everything else and keep the sleepers. We need to get some silver here. All right. I don't remember what the weight thing is on the sleepers, but we'll keep all of them until we confirm it. All right. So this is 20 silver. Not bad. Those poor tench. If those tench would just be of weight, they'd be worth so much silver. So that'll double our current silver amount. And these Chinese sleepers, even without the order, is worth another 3.5 silver. Let's see what the size. We want it to be between 20 and 84 grams. And we supposedly only have one that's in that. Oh, it's small ones. 20 and 84. It's like tiny sleepers that they want for that order. Alright. So that sleeper's not worth anything anyway. So we'll just keep it in case we get the order finished. So we have what? 47 silver. I think we need to, let's see. I'm so tempted to get the shovel. I've got 21 worm pieces left. Let's confirm how much a shovel is. You were asking that anyway, weren't you? See, I really want to get, I think before I get a shovel, I'm going to get to 60 whatever silver so I can have a bottom fishing line. I really want to have a third line out. I feel like I'm kind of wasting some. All right, the shovel is 38 silver, dude. It'll be a little cheaper at the river, but not by much. It might be like 34 silver or 31 silver or something. All right, let's just go. Fish off the dock while we're waiting for morning.
I haven't left the dock.
You what?
I haven't left the dock. I've just been here.
You've been there for a while? The whole time?
Well, I've been here the whole time.
Are you serious?
I don't feel like walking.
That's amazing. That's really cool. All right. How many points do I
Is
have?
it really cool or really stupid?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I just didn't want to walk all around.
Yeah.
It's like, I need to get used to this.
Yeah,
Last night when we went all around, I'm out there in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Dude, you take it at whatever pace is good for you. I'm probably getting in the way of you enjoying this game. All right. We've got 2 points. Control of fish. Technique. We don't want a trophy right now. Okay, we're going to put 1 point here.
Huh? What?
We are all in on spinning.
I'm actually starting to catch.
Is somebody giving you a hard time?
So you know, like in WoW back in the day, you used to have to hit things to level up. That's kind of the same. The more you catch fish, the more you get better at it. I'll come to bed here in a minute. Well, it's 11 o'clock, so we got to open tomorrow.
Have you guys tried Tiny Spoon 9? No one's had any recommendation on lures.
Hey, you're throwing it in my spot. Don't be taking my fishing.
Are you watching my stream?
Yeah?
Oh, nice. I wish I could afford a hypnotic, but I think those are really expensive. Let's go check.
Is this just what people have caught things with, or?
Mm-hmm. There's so many lures. It's helpful to at least have some.
Got a Chinese sleeper.
I need 3 more of those. So I kind of like the Fat 05. I think I've heard that. I mean, I think I've used that at Kiori, maybe somewhere that's been good. It's not too bad. How much are the hypnotics? 17 silver. It's just silly for me to spend that kind of silver on a lure right now, right?
It is.
All right, let's get a Fat 5. We'll start our lure collection with baby steps.
So, what are the plans of what are the things that they're talking about adding to this game for long?
Fly fishing, American lakes, bass fishing, ice fishing.
But I mean, except
locations.
for fishing, like what other, like
Outside of fishing?
like well, what I mean by like gear and.
Oh, I don't know. I really just the things that I've heard about have been like those other things. I'm not sure like what other items and that kind of stuff they're thinking about adding.
That's the one thing I did like about the other game is, you know, you could get a vest, you could get a hat. Some of that looks like they won at tournaments or something. I don't know. Some of the things those guys were wearing were like pretty advanced. At least look like.
Right.
I don't know. That kind of stuff is cool to me.
I agree. I think you think if they could add stuff where you can customize your character and
How many Chinese sleepers did we need for that work?
I think it's 4. And
Well,
it's gotta
'cause
be the
right
small
now
ones.
seems like to be Chinese sleeper time.
Maybe they bite more at night. Maybe we've just learned something.
Sleeper? I'm just pulling that one there.
Just
you
a
know?
guess. Just a guess.
Just a guess. Because I hadn't caught a Chinese sleeper at all until now, so I don't know. But I did switch to worms, but I was still, during the daytime, was only catching, what do they call them? Common what?
Crucian
roach.
carp? Or common roach. Or, yeah, is that what it is? Common roach?
Roosh, rush, roo-rah.
I think it is roach. I should get, so next time I'm at the store, we need to buy like You should have maggots. I mean, you should have a couple like
I
basic
got some of that.
baits. Yeah, I need to get some maggots.
Yeah, I got all that. That was the stuff that the guys.
Yeah. It's not that expensive though, just to have a few maggots on hand.
So, could you play this game? Well, I guess you wouldn't be. Like, could you just like buy a shovel and just be like a bait master? Like never fish if that hardly at all.
Not until the auction house is in, because you wouldn't have a source of income. Once the auction house is in, you could.
So you can't like sell your lures to the shop or
Nope.
whatever.
Nope. Nope. It's going to be auction house only, I think.
Mind you, sleepers, wake up.
I'm going to lower my depth right here. I bet it's really deep off of that. We'll go 86. Off of this pier, I bet it's pretty deep. Yeah. We're still not touching bottom at 86.
Know where I'm at. How do you adjust your depth again?
Plus and minus.
Oh my god, I'm at 18 centimeters.
Oh my gosh, dude. What are you fishing for frogs?
I've been fishing that way all night, dude.
Oh my gosh.
I've been catching stuff.
I know. I mean, fish they're not lazy. They'll come up and find it. But, you know, you sure are making them work for it.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. You know, you're sitting here going, hey, man, I got like 60-some fish. And I'm like, well, I got 10.
Yeah, well, you're also fishing at 10 centimeters, so.
Right.
All right, I'm trying out my new lure, dude. Wish me luck. Got to figure out how to make some money so I can get a bottom feeder in the water. All right, let's see what level TJ is. Actually, this thing might not be updated. It might tell me. Are you level 6 now, TJ? Is that right? Just because the lure gets close to the shore, don't like just, you know, reel it in super fast. Some of the best moments are when like you've got it really close to you and a fish just comes from the side and nails it. All right, yeah. Man, I don't know, dude. I haven't caught anything on my float at this spot in a while. Have you?
Yeah, it's slowed down.
Yeah. I might move.
I did just catch one, but I mean, it.
I'm not going to move far. I'm just going to go down to the left a little bit just because I feel like it's about to be 5 o'clock in the morning. This should be prime fishing here very soon. Do you remember that spot I showed you the first time you played?
Yeah. Can you deplete a spot? Like, let's say you
Yes.
fish here for days. You like it just like be like the worst fishing ever?
It seems that way. Like, we don't know. I mean, we've talked a lot about this, like the people that have played it a lot more than I have. There's a lot of different theories, but it seems like the fish migrate. The developers have definitely said that. The fish move around and spots do get spent, it seems like.
Yeah, see, now I'm kind of back on the perch.
Yeah, it's past 5 a.m. Fish are waking up. They're hungry. Do fish sleep, or did I just make that up? We know those Chinese sleepers. Sleep during the day. Come on, fat. Blue fat, whatever it's called. Catch me a fish. I spent 3 silver on you. Oh,
you here at the dock? Or
did it jump off? Dude, it is so hard, like, being low level. I just lost another fish. I gotta quit freaking out. I need to let it sit on there. When the fish gets a little more tired, it's less likely to come off.
what did you do to get it knocked off, though?
I changed my, I was trying to change my, drag. And
I always start my drag off a little light, then, at least in the other game.
Yeah, I started off on
then
this game
I would
about
increase
24.
my drag. But see, in the other game, you had a meter that showed you. Well, yes, you do down too.
Mm-hmm.
But like you would, I felt like I really had control. Like, okay, if I'm only about, I'm pretty low on the meter. I'm not pulling hard. Okay, so I'll ramp it up maybe 1. Just try to get a little bit more tight on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. You definitely do that here too, but I don't know if it's because I'm just low level again or haven't put many skill points in yet, but I am just dropping them off my spinning rod.
Well, at least you're catching them spinning.
Yeah.
I have yet to even get a snag. But I haven't, did you throw a bunch of points in that?
Yeah, man. I'm committed.
Yes, you are. Once I catch one more fish, then I'm going to go to bed because that's going to put me at level 6.
Nice. Same level. Oh, I got another one. All right, I'm not freaking out this time. Just gonna reel him straight in. Oh, he's tiny though. Little perch. All right. So at least we caught another fish. So I'm feeling good. This blue fat, whatever it's called, tiny fat. What's it called? Siberia Icon Fat S005.
But you said you also put a bunch of points that could.
Yeah. Oh, there's another one. Man, dude, I have hit a spot here where I am in spinning heaven. All right. Looks a little bigger. Still perch though, right? Yeah.
You're just down to the right?
Down to the left.
Oh, left.
I'm at 58.49. And I'm casting kind of back towards the shore, like back in your direction. But instead of casting straight out into the deeper parts. Because I think in general, smaller fish a lot of times are closer to the shore, larger fish in deeper holes. At least some species, that's the case. And I don't want big fish on any of my lines right now. I'll try to catch this fish off my float rod before I spin that in.
All right, I'm going to give it a go again.
Shoot. Yeah, I can't wait till you catch your first fish spinning. I think you'll like that. Well, I messed that up on the float rod. All right. I think we got one. Small one again. Probably small perch. Yep. That's 3 in a row. Yeah. This is a good spot, or maybe it just pays to have some points. You know? I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know which it is. But all you're going to catch here on the spinner are perch or hopefully a really small pike in this body of water. There we go. There we go, baby. Alright, I've put no points in float fishing, but I am at 12%. Dude, spin fishing, I am at 1%. Holy slow, Batman. Although, how long have we really been spin fishing? I talked about it much longer than I've actually done it. Muddy water. Alright, I'm going to switch back to the tiny spoon. Try it over here. But that fat lure is only like 3 silver, dude, if you want to try it sometime. It's been working really well. I appreciate all the effort you've put into trying to get into this game. I really do.
Well, spinning's ticking me off. I still don't have a nibble. I don't get it.
There's no nibbles. You'll either get the fish or you won't.
All right, well, there's no even a... Not even scratching a belly.
That's awesome. What if you did scratch a belly? How would you know? I just had a fish on and it came off that fast.
Are you hitting your right button when you get a fish to kind of get a hook? Supposed to.
Yeah, you can.
A little yank.
Yeah.
Knock that sucker in there.
Yep. Usually I find with spinning, at least these fish, the perch, if they devour that lure, they're on. I don't really have to set it. The only thing I have to watch out is not letting the tension come out. Because if the tension comes out, they'll pop off.
I thought I had a fish, but I think it was a boat.
You caught a boat?
I think I caught the boat here at the dock.
Are you spin fishing from the dock, dude?
Yeah.
Buddy, give yourself a chance.
Where? All right, where do you want me to go? I'm going to go one time, and then I'm going to go to bed.
Well,
where?
5849, where I'm catching these fish. I'm not saying you're going to catch... I mean, don't do it right now if you're only going to go one time. Do it when you're full of energy and you're ready to catch some fish.
Yeah, I need bed.
Yeah.
Sell all my fish, because dead by morning.
You don't want to sell those stinky fish tomorrow.
I'm almost at 40 silver, so that's not...
Oh, good job, dude. You'll be at have a bottom fishing set up before you know it.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in that.
And that'll help your income too, dude, honestly, because it'll just be like a steady flow of decent fish, you know?
Yeah. Alrighty, dude. I will catch you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good, buddy.
Later.
Later. Oh, shoot. That might be something like bigger on the line here. Oh, not too bad. I need a tissue. I don't know. Just don't know. That's a good one. That is a good one. Nice perch. It's all of a sudden a really hot little spot here on the float. A little farther away from the shore, but the fish are getting on there. Mostly perch. Whew. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're getting some good sized perch right here. I don't know if there's another perch order up yet, but I kind of want to try a different spot for spinning, but let's give this one a second, see if anything gets on the line. All right, let's go back to that spot we were at before. I will show you on my way here. On my main account, I did like most of the fish I caught here. I had floats in the water, like in this area here. It was just really hot. And then my bottom line I would have out in that direction. I guess let's try it just for memory's sake. We got to watch the depth here. It's not as depth. We can do steep. We'll do 60 on the worm, like right out here. And let's try setting up our bamboo line as well. We've got bread. We want to go shallow, but not that shallow. We'll go 45 on this. We want it really close by. And now we're going to try the chaos of spinning while having all this going on. If I can just keep the numbers straight in my head. What I'm holding is 3, bamboo is 2, and main line is 1. This is where things get kind of chaotic, but also fun. At least fun to me. It's like you've got a lot going on at the same time. And at least for me, this spot has traditionally been super good for volume. Not necessarily size, but for volume. Now, I haven't tried spin fishing here, so we'll see about that. Woo! Oh, there we go. Right up near the shore. Oh my goodness. And this is our 3 silver lure. I think we're okay. We're going to slightly adjust the friction brake. Alright, let's take our finger off. We're going to stop reeling here and let's just watch it. Just want to wear it out a little bit. There we go. We got him. We got him. Nice! Strongest fish caught. 948 gram chub. I love it. Alright, let's go again. I might have just not seen where the bobber was, but I think the float was underwater there. And this little bamboo stick has had something nibbling on it forever. So was that chub of weight? Yeah, it was. Nice. Ooh. Oh shoot. I meant to pull up, and instead I switched poles, but it ended up working out. There's a perch. Yeah, we've got some good perch in our bag, in our net right now. I'm digging this. So what level are we? 6? To me, around level 6 is when the game starts to take off. I think I felt that way the first time I played it as well. It's like you start to build confidence, you found a good spot to fish in, you actually try to get 3 lines in the water instead of just 1 or even 2. Catch a good fish. All of a sudden things just get exciting and fun. Doing that jig step. See how many of these perch are of weight. About half of them. Slightly less than half, maybe 4 out of 9. Woo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's about as big as we want to catch on a perch. That rod was struggling. Fish come pouring in. Oh, we've got something on our spin. Let's see if it popped off. It did not pop off. We're still good. We're still good. So did you see that? Even as the spoon was dropping back down in the water when we set the pole on, and a fish popped on it. That was awesome. That was awesome. Alright, I want to put this down for a minute. I kind of lost my spot. There we go. I want to look at our, there may not be bait on this. Yeah, there is. We just haven't caught anything on it in a while. Woo! Nice. We need to switch right to the bread pole. That's a good perch. See if it's still biting. Nope, we pulled it out. They are just jumping on our line here. It's a sleeper. We should be able to fill that sleeper order. We should probably go ahead and go check it out soon. Actually, let's do that. We can come right back here. Let's reel this in. Or did we already get the sleeper order? I don't even remember. I don't think we did, though. I also want to see if orders have reset yet. I feel like they do every once in a while, right? We're down to 6 worms. I mean, it's like we either have to buy a shovel, or we're gonna have to travel back and get free worms. I'm certainly not gonna buy worms right now. I don't, or at least I don't want to. El Bait, hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm actually doing a new account to try to put together like a long form YouTube series on strategies for new players. I'm actually learning more myself probably than I'm showing other people, but folks in chat have been helping me out, and I've been focusing more on spinning this time, which I've never done, at least at lower levels, which has been a lot of fun. So it's kind of what I'm up to right now. Yeah, we already filled the it either went away or we already filled the Chinese sleeper order. We did catch that one chub, but it wasn't quite big enough. It was close, but not quite. So none of our fish right now fit into any current orders. Does it say when this will... How often do orders reset? Like eventually this will be replaced with a new order for me, right? Do you have to like log out for that to happen, or is it a time thing? That's 6 silver, not bad. So what are we up to? 50? It's a time thing, so there's no advantage to logging out or anything like that. All right, look, we're gonna go get our free worms because I don't want to spend the money on the shovel just yet. I just don't want to. All right, let's try spinning here. What do you say? Just real quick. Good idea, need more worms? Yeah, I certainly did. Let's just spin here a couple times, see if we can catch anything. Jerk of a fish. Wow. We are pulling the... Are we using too big of a hook for this spot? I don't know. That doesn't make sense though. We've got a pretty small hook on there. We're just pulling them right off the fish here. Alright, we'll try one more cast. Before we go back to Mosquito. One of the downsides of fishing here is you don't have orders to make progress on. Kind of like Bear Lake. But it is a nice tranquil place to fish. All right. I think we're about to catch a fish. Just have this feeling. Sound like that bird just did a flyby right over our head. Thought we had a fish on there. Nope, no such luck. Alright, let's go Mosquito. Let me grab a drink. Always freaks me out a little bit when you first spawn in. You're standing under those power lines. Alright, we can sell... Oh, we didn't catch any cottage. Alright, let's look at our inventory here. We can discard that. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use a rusty... Well, we'll keep it just in case. Alright, let's go back to our spot. I liked that spot. We'll see if it's still working. It's getting a little late in the day, but we'll head around to the other spot in a little bit, but I want to try the spot a little longer. That was fun. It's just like a really contained little area. We were catching fish on both floats and our spinner rod. $37 worms, 37 fish, right? Yeah, we'll keep bread on this one. Make a little more room so we can put the rods down easier. Alright, let's... Yeah, we'll use this one first. Perch? Nope, sleeper. So maybe by the time we fill up our net again, we'll have More orders up? I don't know. I don't know how much time has to go by. Got a fish on there. A little bit, little bitty fella. Alright, what are we at right now? 1.6%. Might reset at the start of the next day. Elbait, have you done much spinning here at Mosquito? It's a roach, isn't it? Oh, a chub. Look at that. Nice. They all seem to reset at the same time, though, if you have multiple done at the same cafe. Yeah, that's how I was on my main account too. That's why I'm trying to be intentional about spinning at the lower places this time around. Hey, nice roach there, TJ. We're the only two players fishing here. I don't know why. Like, to me, this spot has been so good for me, but I don't see a lot of other people fishing here. Just did feeder fishing at Mosquito. Me too. I love bottom fishing, but I've done so much bottom fishing on the other account. I'm really gonna. I'll probably still do one feeder line when I can afford it, but I'm not gonna do it near as much as I did on the other one. Came right off, didn't it? This is a lot of fun, TJ. I kind of needed this. Like, things get so complicated sometimes on my main account, like high pressure, especially going to Volkov for the first time, whatever it's called. I was like sweating it. This has been really cool. Hey, little perch. So we're catching them on this lure as well. Yeah, well, Bait, I was gonna ask if you had any lure recommendations for this lake. I've kind of checked the records. I mean, some of it is I just don't want to spend silver on the real expensive lures here, but I'm doing okay with like the first two as well. Whew. Come on back, roach. Those roaches will literally eat anything. At least there's no catfish. Can I get an amen? My goodness. That was some fight both of us had, and I had two of them. and only brought in one of the 2 catfish. The catfish paid better than I thought it would. I guess I had just heard people complaining about it so much, or just, you know, talking about how little it paid, that I was expecting much worse than that. It actually paid like, what, 30 something silver for the catfish I caught. It's probably not, it probably did more damage to my gold than what it was worth, but it wasn't too bad though. Common roach. The icon fats are good there. Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm using the slims, is the main one I've been using, but then last time I was up there, I also bought a fat, and that's definitely when, like, I started catching a little bit better fishes. People just like to complain. Ain't that the truth? And I'm guilty of it too. This game's a lot of fun though. This spot isn't bad, is it, TJ? This is not a bad little spot. What is my depth at here? We're just not getting much action on the bread. It kind of surprises me. Alright, let's make our first piece of crafted bait here. Nice. Where's our... Good little spot. Yeah. I think it's probably why people like the other spots better is I don't think you catch the same size fish, at least on the float rods here. Alright, let's switch to the fat. I think next time I go to the store, I might buy a second fat so we can have a variety of color. Couple different fat colors. But this 5 seems to be really good though. I don't think you catch the same size. Like I don't think I've ever caught tench in this spot. But just in terms of volume, getting some of those perch or sleeper or roach orders done, you could do a lot worse. The gold one? I will get the gold one next then. Ooh. Cause you'd like to get lures that people think are good lures in general, not just that'll work here. So that's why I was thankful for recommendations like that. Especially when silver matters so much at, lower level. When it hits nighttime, I'm going to go just look around, poke around in the shop, see if cafe is reset. Almost too big. Biggest fish caught. Nice. I've found it really pays off to just keep doing that jig step all the way to the shore. Sometimes you catch them right at the end there. Alright, I need to be careful here. We're all of a sudden getting... Yeah. I think the problem is I was drifting farther and farther right. Could be the time of day, but I was drifting farther and farther right where I was casting. We could certainly have a little stronger line on there. And try to cut that down from happening again. I'm gonna try to get back in the middle here. Cast towards the middle. Ooh, the wind is picking up too. It's definitely going to be a good time to go waste some time in town. It's going to be dark and windy. Just said fish got away. I'm not sure which. Guess we can check our bait and see if it happened from one of our floats. Risking fishing without a leader. That is risky, my friend. I mean, I guess as long as the lure's not too expensive. If it's one of the cheaper lures. Ooh, nice. Little perch, maybe. Oh, very little. Alright, let's see. Yep, so we lost a fish on that line. Alright, we'll cast a couple more times here before we go to town. A little bigger. Yeah, little chubby perch. Look at those floats just getting blown by the wind. So maybe first thing, at first light, maybe I'll go back to that that one spot that has the wooden planks in the ground, in the water and everything. Try hitting that again. We got to get this old Soviet Union line off our bamboo though, if we're gonna do that. Fish are too big over there for that free line. I'm going back to town. Check the order, see if it's reset. And go to the washroom real quick. And we'll get... Probably going to make a couple of purchases, which is going to set us back a little bit towards getting our bottom set up, but I think they're important purchases, so keep us engaged and having fun. Alright, still no reset there. We haven't really been catching gibble, so really probably nothing that we're going to necessarily fill. Alright, we need to get let's go with 4.8. Let's look at the gold one. Uh-oh, there's 2 gold ones. Which one is gold? Is it the 1? The 4 is more orange, right? Or is that gold? That's yellow. Is that gold? And that's bronze? This is gold, right? The 3? I might be colorblind. I'm gonna say this is the gold one. Okay. That's more yellow, right? Three and 1. Alright, I'm gonna try 3. Alright, let's check out our line here. So we're gonna replace put the stronger line there. And then we are gonna put a slightly stronger line on our bamboo pole as well. And we are at 42. Our chub isn't big enough. Okay, let me go use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.